organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, with the start of a new season comes the flu season. We'll tell you one way you can stay healthy and happy this year.
Plus, so many students, so little time. Stay tuned to see what UI service is struggling to keep up with student demand.
And in sports, we're heading into the field to get you caught up on everything in the Hawkeye Athletics.
That is all coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Adam Lacey.
And I'm Iowan Simic.
Student Health has begun giving out vaccinations for the highly contagious virus influenza, or better known as the flu. Starting on Monday, University of Iowa Student Health will be accepting walk-in appointments during regular business hours. Patients will have the option of an injection or a flu mist. Student Health also plans to host clinics on campus in October. The clinics will be held in Burge and Hillcrest Residence Hall, as well as the IMU. More information on the clinics will be posted on the Student Health website at studenthealth.uiowa.edu.
Officials with the UI's counseling services have had their hands full this past year. Daily Iowan TV reporter Muriel Kone tells us why.
After a stressful week of classes and exams, many students just need to get away from it all, and for some, the University Counseling Service was the place to go.
As people get more sophisticated, they realize there really is no stigma to going to the counseling service.
The stigma may be one of the reasons University Counseling has seen nearly a 10% increase in students seeking out their help. This increase brought over 10,000 clinical service hours delivered in the 2011-2012 school year, a 9.5 increase from over 9,000 hours delivered in 2010. And with mostly undergraduate students using the University Counseling Service, more and more students are willing to take that walk across the bridge. 63% to be exact of undergraduate students use the service, which provides anywhere from group therapy to personal support groups to help the individual tackle personal problems.
And we're happy to help students with all of those typical issues that we all struggle with at a university.
And with the growing interest and demand, it's often hard to have enough staff to go around.
That's a challenge because a lot of students want to use the counseling service.
So the next time you're dealing with stress, a little counseling may be an option. Muriel Kone, Daily Iowan TV.
UI counseling services are located in the Westland Building on Newton Road. To sign up for the next available opening, call 319-335-7294.
Another program to keep students safe on campus has released its numbers to the Daily Iowan. The Safe Ride program is a system that allows students of any gender to call for rides in case of emergencies. Since its beginning at the start of this year, students have only used Safe Ride 8 times. The University of Iowa and Yellow Cab Company have been working together to provide the service to students. University of Iowa student government officials said Yellow Cab has been happy to work with the student body to provide a safe service free of charge to students.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, our focus turns to eyeglasses. Stay tuned to see how one company is helping those in need see a little clearer.
In sports, see what's in store for Hawkeye fullback Mark Wiseman.
But first, let's go to Nicole Meehan for a look at this week's forecast.
Thanks, Giovanna. It's the first week of fall, and we can already see some colorful leaves around Iowa City. The change of season was hard to ignore this morning when we felt that cool, crisp air. Temperatures warmed up later in the day when we saw a high of 73 degrees. The clear skies will stay into the night as degrees drop to the high 50s. Tomorrow we will see the hottest temperatures for the week. It'll be a bright morning with a cool 66 degrees. In the afternoon, the sun will start to hide behind the clouds, but temperatures will still reach the 80s. And now we'll take a look at the forecast for the rest of the week. Wednesday will be a high of 72 with a low of 46 and partly cloudy skies. These exact conditions are expected to continue into Thursday. Friday has a significant chance for rain with 70%. Saturday for the Hawks homecoming football game, we will see a high of 70 degrees. Right now there's only a slight chance for rain, but if you are going to the game, you may want to keep those ponchos close by. Sunday we will see similar temperatures, but with clear skies, along with the sun as well. That's all for weather. Back to you at the desk.
And an Iowa City-based company is giving a new purpose to old eyeglasses. Jeff Lynch, a former UI medical student, created the nonprofit organization Respectacle in 2006 after witnessing local residents in Peru sift through a box of donated glasses. The company collects used eyeglasses from around the community and distributes them to underprivileged people. The program works by letting someone pick their prescriptions off an online database. Volunteers clean and categorize the glasses and match the donated glasses to the person in need. So far, the program has shipped to 8 states and 4 countries. Lynch has since expanded to 5 different locations, including one right here in Iowa City.
2 more hotel options for your friends and family may soon be available in downtown Iowa City. Kinstead Hospitalities Companies has sent a request to Iowa City City Council to build a Holiday Inn and a Staybridge Hotel. The split structure will be built near the corner of Clinton and Burlington Streets. Officials have yet to set a date for when the project will begin.
And now, let's take a look at what's happening around the world. On Monday, Syrian warplanes bombed 2 buildings in Aleppo, killing 5 people, including 2 children. Syrian President Mohammed Said said the bombing was to terrify the people and try and turn them against the Free Syrian Rebel Army. The civil war began 18 months ago and has claimed more than 30,000 lives. Aleppo is Syria's largest commercial city and has been subject to numerous bombings in the past. However, this is the first time warplanes have been used on the city.
Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad says his country has no plans for militarization. This statement came during a speech at the United Nations General Assembly on Monday. The Iranian president gave the speech in order to resolve the differences with the United States. Ahmadinejad assured that Iranian uranium research was only for peaceful purposes. He went on to say that Iran is not taking a side of the Syrian civil war. However, he would not talk about the conflict with Israel and warned the United States about anti-Muslim media. This will be the president's last visit to the United States as his term ends this year.
An ex-Alabama University professor pled guilty to shooting 6 people on Monday. Amy Bishop went on a shooting spree in February of 2010 during a faculty meeting. The shooting left 3 people dead and 3 wounded. Bishop's guilty plea allowed her to avoid facing the death sentence and instead serve a life term in prison. Bishop could also be facing a trial in Massachusetts because of the 1986 killing of her 18-year-old brother. That case was originally ruled an accidental death, but has been reopened after the 2010 shooting.
And now it's time to take a look at Hawkeye Sports with Cody Goodwin.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. On today's show, our reporters are bringing the field to you and updating you on the latest of everything black and gold in our second installment of the Daily Iowan TV Sports Whip Around. But today, we start with everybody's favorite fullback, that's right, I said fullback, on the UI campus, Mark Wiseman. With his backfield teammates Damon Bullock and Greg Garman set to return for the start of Big Ten play this coming Saturday, many are left wondering what role Kinnick's latest superstar will have on game day. Daily Iowan TV sports football reporter Annie Costable has the scoop.
No one expected a 1-point loss to Central Michigan as the Hawkeyes took the field this past Saturday, but that's exactly what they got. Sophomore Mark Wiseman led in rushing yards for the second straight week, leading some to question, will he stay in this position?
The loss to Central Michigan puts the Hawkeyes' record at 2-2. And despite another impressive performance from sophomore Mark Wiseman, the Hawkeyes weren't able to hold on to the lead in the 4th.
We just got to know that this loss can't define our season. We're going to come out and get ready for next week.
We didn't play well enough to win. We didn't get it done. And when you make enough mistakes, you deserve to lose, and that's what we got.
After this loss to Central Michigan, the Hawkeye offense has some questions to answer, beginning with the starting spot at running back.
After Damon Bullock and Greg Garman were injured, number 45 was catapulted into the starting spot. But with their return just around the corner, where exactly does that leave Wiseman? Annie Costable, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thank you, Annie. And it was another busy week for Hawkeye Athletics. And as promised, our reporters are out in the field to get you caught up with everything black and gold in our Monday night whip around. Daily Iowan TV's Giovanna Simic kicks off our coverage.
I'm here at the Hawkeye Tennis Complex where the University of Iowa men's and women's tennis teams are back from a busy weekend. The men's team finished up its first two tournaments of the fall season on Sunday at the Purdue and Drake Invitational. Freshman Dominic Patrick was the Flight A singles consolation runner-up at the Purdue Invitational, and junior Joey White finished in third place in Flight B competition at Drake. Meanwhile, the women went 3-4 in their singles matches at the Wolverine Invitational in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Freshman Annette Dohanix won in straight sets and upped her season record to 6-1. Dohanix, along with Maureen McCulloch, got the only Iowa doubles win. The women returned to court on October 3rd for the ITA All-American Championships, and the men traveled to Philadelphia on Friday for the Penn Invitational. Now let's go to the UI Soccer Complex where Alyssa Bergamini has the latest on the women's soccer team. Alyssa?
I'm here at the UI Soccer Complex where the Iowa women's soccer team won its second consecutive Big Ten match over the weekend. Now last weekend the Hawkeyes had their first loss against Illinois, but redeemed themselves over the weekend, winning against both Indiana and Purdue. The Hawkeyes now have a perfect home record of 6 wins and no losses. The Hawkeyes shut out Indiana with a score of 1-0 in front of a full crowd Friday night. And Sunday's game was just as impressive as the Hawkeyes dominated the Boilermakers 3-2. Despite the team's one loss against Illinois, the Hawkeyes began their season with 9 consecutive wins. This is the best the team has done in history. Allowing only 5 goals this season, the Hawkeyes are now ranked 25th in the Soccer American ranking and also one of the 3 Big Ten teams in the poll. Head coach Ron Rainey continues to lead his team to an outstanding season along with the team's 3 captains, Dana Dalrymple, Alex Mellon, and Kat Lewis. The women will be back in action this weekend playing against Michigan and Michigan State. Now let's kick it over to Lauren Moss at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Standing outside of Carver Hawkeye Arena where the women's Iowa volleyball team has actually been away from for 11 straight games. Usually being on the road for this long comes with difficulties, but the women's team has been putting up quite some battles. The Hawkeyes returned from number 4 Penn State this past weekend with a 3-1 record. Junior captain Bethany Yeager led the defense with a match high of 20 digs, making history as 6th all-time in program history with 1,289 digs. Another strong performance came from junior Nikki Daly, who had 42 assists. It seemed the juniors of the team were really tailing in the points with classmates Shantae Thompson and Rachel Bedell, who had 10 kills each. Well, the ladies will be coming back here next weekend for their home opener. The ladies will host Michigan on Friday night, along with number 25 Michigan State Saturday night. And that's it, wrapping up for our Hawkeye Sports Update from Carver Hawkeye Arena. I'm Lauren Moss, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thank you, ladies, for that excellent reporting. And finally, the 13th ranked University of Iowa field hockey team also competed over the weekend. The Field Hawks competed in Michigan over the weekend, opening Big Ten Conference play last Friday against Michigan State. Iowa dominated the Spartans in a 1-0 victory in East Lansing. The Hawkeyes competed again on Sunday, where they traveled 68 miles north to take on Central Michigan. They dominated the Chippewas 4-1 to finish the weekend trip undefeated. The Iowa offense was at their best in Michigan. They outshot their opponents a combined 39-12 and garnered 14 more penalty corners than both of their Michigan foes. The win on Sunday also doubled as their 5th straight victory. Head coach Tracy Griesbaum said following Sunday's win, quote, "Overall, it was a great weekend," end quote. And that's all for us here in sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Cody. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at tomorrow's edition of the Daily Iowan.
Read about how 2 religious ideologies are working together to bring peace after the 9/11 attack.
And read about Congress's failure to pass a new bill and how it could affect the state.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.